Good morning, children. This is the poem, The Tale of Malan City, which is written by Vikram Seth. And in this poem, it is actually a narrative poem which is written by Vikram Seth. And it tells us about an ancient state which was ruled by a just and a peace loving king. And once this king, he planned to construct an arch to span the main thoroughfare of the kingdom. His aim was to inform the spectators about his kingdom and their rule. The plan of the king was executed immediately. In the city of which I sing, there was a just and placid king. The king proclaimed, means declared, an arch should be constructed that triumphantly would span the major thoroughfare to edify spectators there. The workmen went and built the thing. They did so since he was the king. The king wrote down the thoroughfare to edify spectators there. So here, the king, he wanted to edify, to inform the spectators about his kingdom and his rule. So he had planned to construct an arch to span the main thoroughfare of his kingdom. And his plan, as he was a king, the plan was executed immediately. And after the arch was built, the king came to edify the spectators, but the arch was constructed quite low. So the king's crown struck against it and fell off. Under the arch, he lost his crown. The arch was built too low. A frown appeared upon his placid face. The king said, "This is a disgrace." That means the king was angry and he felt dishonored and decided to hang the chief of the builders. He felt very dishonored. This is a disgrace, means he felt dishonored. The chief of the builders will be hanged. The rope and gallows were arranged. The chief of builders was led out. He passed the king. He gave a shout. "O king, it was the workman's fault." "Oh," said the king, and called a halt. That means the king, he got angry and he felt very disordered, and so he decided to hang the chief of the builders by holding him responsible for the mistake. And so necessary arrangements were made for hanging that chief builder. Now when the chief of the builders, he was being taken to the gallows, at that time he passed the king and he told that he had done nothing wrong, but it was the workman's fault. So the workman should be hanged. To the proceedings being just and placid now, he said, "I must have all the workmen hanged instead." The workman looked surprised and said, "O king, you do not realize the bricks were made of the wrong size. Summon the mason," said the king. The mason should be quivering. That means now the king, he called the workmen and he decided to hang all the workmen instead of that chief builder. And the workers in turn blamed the size of the bricks, so the king decided to hang the masons. And the masons, they started quivering. Quivering means to shake due to fear. So they started shivering due to fear. It was the architect, they say. The architect was summoned. Summoned means called. "Well, architect," said his majesty, "I do ordain that you shall be hanged," said the architect. "O king, you have forgotten one small thing." You have forgotten one small thing. You made certain amendments to the plans when I showed them to you. The king heard this. The king saw red. In fact, he nearly lost his hat. But being a just and placid king, he said, "This is a tricky thing. I need some counsel. Bring to me the wisest man in this country." The wisest man was found and brought, nay, carried to the royal court. Now, so the masons, they blamed the architect, and the architect told the king that he had made certain amendments. That means some changes he had made to the plans when it was being shown to the king. And after his approval only the work was started. Thus the architect indirectly puts the blame on the king. The argument of the architect left the king completely confused. Considering the matter to be intricate, the king sought the advice that now what to do. He was under confusion, so he thought of taking advice of a wise man. So he ordered to bring him the wisest man in the country. And they found a very old man who couldn't walk or see, as they felt that the old men were wise. So that old man he was brought to the court. According to the old man, the real culprit was the arch, as it was the one that had hit the ground and made it fall, so it should be hanged. He could not walk and could not see, so old was he. But in a quavering voice he said, the culprit must be punished. Truly the arch it was that banged the crown off, and it must be hanged. So according to the wise man, the arch was the real culprit, and so the arch should be hanged. To the scaffold the arch was led, when suddenly a counsellor said, how can we hang so shamefully? What touched your head, your majesty? True, mused the king. By now the crowd, restless, was muttering aloud. The king perceived their mood and trembled, and said to all who were assembled, let us postpone consideration of finer points like guilt. The nation wants a hanging. Hang must be someone, and that immediately. The noose was set up somewhat high. Each man was measured by and by. But only one man was so tall he fitted. One man, that was all. And he was the king. His majesty was therefore hanged by royal decree. So, now actually then what happens? That the king was in confusion, and so they brought the old man for the advice. And